Welcome to the kingdom.
All right, Minister, co-pastor wants to ask you something.
So, Mr. Kim, at what point do people need to see a therapist?
Well, that's a good question. All of them are good questions, but this one is a really good one. I just think that when they notice that they are not being able to fully function at a level to where they feel confident to go through their day, if I want to say it, in a simple way. But I think when they notice that they're struggling with whatever it is, and they just can't, see clearly whatever it is that they're trying to break through, I think it's okay to say, hey, I may need some help with this.
Mm-hmm.
It varies. It really does vary, depending upon the person.
So they probably try to handle things their own self before they decide to see, before they break down and see a therapist. Because for some people, it's a hard thing to do to seek help.
Yeah, it is. And, there's a stigma that, especially in our community, people of color, we, hopefully we're breaking through that. And I think we are, because you hear a lot more talk now about mental health. Mm-hmm. So it's becoming something that's not so taboo. And I think now, mainly in the younger generation, they are not ashamed to come to therapy. I think when I think in terms of, people who actually come, it's usually you'll find more younger people coming as opposed to the older generation. And I think it's just because of the stigma or, that thought of, okay, something's wrong with me if I go see a therapist. Mm-hmm. So I think it varies at times when someone feels like, okay, I've had enough, kind of wrestling with this by myself. I'm going to go try and see if I can get some help.
Well, I know I've heard people specifically, famous people with money, movie stars, and they might joke about it, but they will refer to the fact that they'll say my therapist, and they'll say that in a conversation. And it seemed like I've seen them say that more and more. So are we gradually becoming comfortable with admitting, and it's at all levels. It's from those that are successful to those, you be some of everyone. It runs the gamut. You know what I mean? I've seen movie stars, singers, I've seen mega pastors. I remember this one pastor out of Oklahoma. He's a mega pastor, and they was doing like a round robin, round table type of discussion. And this guy, his church is all that. And to make a long story short, when he said, and when I went to therapy, I was like, did he just say he went to therapy? You know what I'm saying? But to hear that even a mega pastor was in therapy just blew my mind. But I applauded him because it was like, wow, he's not ashamed to admit that he goes to therapy. That's how far we've come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think that part within itself is something that's helping to break that stigma.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of those things that we've always felt a lot of shame around as people of color. So I think the more we hear others say that, mainly, like you said, well-known people, when you hear them say that, I think us that are not as, famous or anything, we can take it on and say, okay, maybe there's something to this.
Right.
So it works.
And I think it's important that people don't feel that it's a sign of weakness just because you go to a therapist. It's all right, as one of the trending phrases, as you know, Minister, that's trending right now. It's okay not to be okay, or it's okay to say I'm not okay. You know what I'm saying? And that can be at every level. You know what I mean? But I really mean this. When I hear some of the most successful people, by the world standard, some of them, but when I heard this particular mega pastor who I esteem from a distance say that, my therapist, and I went to counseling, and I ain't gonna lie, I literally sit there and say, wait a minute, let me rewind this. Did he just say with the counseling? You know what I mean? So it blew my mind, it really did. And this was a spiritual giant in the body of Christ.
Yeah.
It's very common these days, unfortunately. But let me ask you this question, Mr. Kim. How often do a person need to attend therapy? What is the average length of time that a person goes through therapy?
So that varies. I think, some people, they may go longer stints of time. And what I mean by that is some people may require years of therapy. If they're trying to unravel and unpack some things that they've been through, it may take some years. But then there's some people that may need to go to therapy just to get some clarity on something specific that they may be dealing with. I have found that, from time to time, I do have, some clients that they pretty much want to just keep a therapist, and they will come in, either once or twice, a month or so. But it's almost kind of like just doing that, that check within themselves. So it kind of varies. Some people, they just like to have a therapist on hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like having a doctor,
Yeah. Well,
For some, it's a lifetime.
yeah. But I think what you just helped us with is it's okay to have a therapist, and it's not a sign that you're a weak person or anything like that. It's just okay to ask for help sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just like if we go to a friend or, a family member or somebody that we want to kind of have a conversation with, talk some things through. That's fine if we can do that, and if we can, be okay with that. But some of us might need to go a little bit deeper, or we may think for ourselves that I don't want anybody to know about what I'm going through. So they may, decide to see a therapist because they have that confidentiality that they know that it's between them and their therapist.
Amen. And let me just say to those of you that's watching us, again, right now at the end of a lot of television programs, they are encouraging people that have suicidal thoughts, dealing with depression, etc., and they're encouraging people to get help. And I just want to say to those of you that's watching this, it's okay not to feel okay, but don't just stay there. Get the help that you need. Begin with God, but remember, God has given us men and women of training that can also help us and walk through these painful times. So you continue to be with us as we spend a little bit more time with Minister Kim. God bless you.